Y'all, hard to soar like an eagle when you're surrounded by turkeys.
I told y'all bitches this was coming. I had a weird feeling. I know Brady's a snake. I've played with him before. The only thing that's a little confusing is that he said 2 people told him that I was going for him. And the only 2 people I talked to were Shelby and Joe.
Well, just so you know, John just messaged me right after you were announcing. He was like, should I just quit now or something? He's basically I think he thinks you're just going to put him up just because of BB Hell.
I thought they were my friends. It is a blind side because he told me I was safe 3 hours ago and yesterday and a couple days ago. I feel like in this cast of people, I am the easiest person to get evicted on the first week just because everybody has some sort of background experience with me, whether it be I've played on 10 gauge with them since I was 14, whether it be they've spectated me in a game, you name it, I've had an interaction with these people. I know I'm getting evicted. This is my last will and testament confessional because I'm like a psychic. When it's my own game's demise coming, I have the sixth sense or seventh, wherever it is, that I'm gonna be the one that goes. I can literally feel myself getting red in the face, though, so I had to confront after it happened.
You ass!
I know, dude. I know.
You told me I was safe.
I know, dude. I know.
That's rude as
You're right. No, I did. And I'm sorry, Jonathan. I really, I don't know. There's nothing I can say that will make up for it. All I can go off of is what I've heard since I've been in this game. And when I won HOH, all I've heard negative towards me is that you were upset when I won HOH. And no one else here has done anything to deserve me to nominate them. And all I can go off of is the fact that I think that if you won HOH, I might be in trouble. And I know that's kind of shitty of me because I know there's nothing concrete that you've done to make me deserve this. But, I like you and I know I've boned you in back-to-back games now. And if you hate me, that's fine. But this is
I just think it's so dirty that, I honestly haven't really spoken to many people. Yeah. So the fact that you're saying this is a little surprising to me because I honestly didn't say to anybody that I was hoping the HOH went either way or between someone else or if this person won or this person
not what won. I heard. I'm sorry. I'm not going to make up things. I'm not going to say that you're wrong or right, but I heard from 2 different people that you were upset when I won HOH. And I'm not going to out anyone because that's not how I roll. And no one else here on this call or not on this call has done anything to deserve to go up. And I'm not going to campaign for you to leave. But I have nothing to go on up for that, man, and I'm really sorry because I know you want to be here and you want to play this game.
I was very excited that you picked me to be the host, and I'm a complete 360 now that I'm nominated, but I will roll with the punches.
If people evict Pam, they evict Pam. If people evict you, they evict you. I'm not going to take part in this. I'm going to go enjoy my night here in a second, but I just want you to know that genuinely, I'm sorry. Good luck, John. Good luck, Pam. Andrew, congratulations. Everyone else, congratulations on sitting here and watching this. I'm sure you're loving this because it's not you guys. And John, I apologize, man. I'm sorry.
Also, Jonathan, you meant 180, not 360.
Whatever!
From here, I'm going to talk to every single person individually. I don't consider anybody a close ally at this point because after Brady's speech, the only 2 people I talked to were Shelby and Joe, and he said that 2 people threw me under the bus, and I'm assuming it's them too.
I just put up Jonathan. I don't know why I'm feeling this bad about it, because Shelby and Joe both told me that Jonathan expressed being upset when I won HOH, but it just feels bad. It feels dirty. I told him he was safe. He wasn't safe. Oh, man. Jonathan's a good guy, man. Jonathan's a really good person. He's so excited to play. I picked him to be the host because I know how just much that means to him. Just getting to be a part of the season. And man, I didn't want to do this. That veto ceremony was awful. How do I sit there and be like, I'm putting you up. I've known you for 2 months. You're a good person. You're a good human being. I know you want to come into this with a fresh start, and I'm putting you up backdoor week 1. That fucking sucks, man. just disappointed with myself. More than anything, really. I'm disappointed that I did this. Disappointed I couldn't win veto and just give John some, like, breathing room. For my game, I know it's best for John to leave at this point. And I feel like it's best for me to push for that. But if I fail in pushing for that and John stays, on the inside, I won't care. John deserves to be here. John deserves to play this game. Pam is just never going to be a player in this. As big of a player, as an effective of a player as John. And if it hurts my game, I still feel bad. I stop drinking, you guys, man.
This week is a mess. It's such a mess. Like, it should have been straightforward. It's week 1. People easily could have just went home. Like, it's a disaster. Michael Brady messaged me and said he didn't want to waste his week getting rid of Pam because he was afraid if he put somebody else up against Pam went home, then he has Andrew and a someone stronger than Pam both after him. And he asked me if I thought that Jonathan would go home if he got nominated. I said absolutely. I talked to Jacob, and Jacob was down. He didn't care. He did prefer Pam leave, but he's like, it's not that big a deal. But he said he wanted to talk to Joe. And Joe originally said that he was on board for this idea. He didn't like it, but that he would vote John out if Michael Brady put John up. So that's what I went with. I knew we're all good. So then I spent all day telling people like Taylor and Chris Brown and Andrew, like, hey, Jonathan's going up. Jonathan's leaving. The votes are there. They're locked in. And then during the veto ceremony, Joe is sitting next to me, leans over, like as it's going on, and tells me,
Hey, Sean, I'm going to do everything in my power to keep John this week.
and I'm like, are you kidding me? I just spent the last 24 hours making sure he left. Like, I've talked to everybody in the game to make sure that they would vote him out. And now you want to save him? So I immediately, as soon as the veto ceremony is over, I was like, let's go. Let's get the up out of here. Like, we got to talk.
For me, my main concern as far as John goes is that John makes literally no effort to talk to me.
No, I know.
And
I actually agree. I believe that. Like, John and I have not talked that much in this game.
right. And I feel like I'm getting to that point where I'm starting to spread myself a little thin with talking to people, because it's getting to that point where I've talked to people enough that lots of different people are starting to come to me and be like, I kind of want to work with you and like make an alliance type thing. And so I'm like, oh, if this continues, I'm going to end up looking like a Dustin person who's literally like making an alliance with everyone in the game. That's my only concern about keeping John, is just because my feeling, and last night whenever I talked to Taylor on a call we were talking about John. Taylor said that John doesn't talk to her, and she's like, but I know John knows how to play the game. She's like, so I know if he's not talking to me, he's talking to somebody. And I was like, I agreed in that way, but then if y'all know each other and he's not talking to you either, maybe he's just not socializing with people.
Yeah, I don't think he's been that social in this game, and it's fine, because like if he goes, he goes. Like, I don't want to stick my neck out and try to flip votes and stuff like that for it. I think John would get evicted if he was sitting next to us.
Oh yeah.
We'd get evicted if we're sitting next to Pam. That's my only thing.
No, I agree. Yeah, I agree with that for sure.
He was pitching to me the fact that Pam would, Pam's going to always be the pawn and she's going to get dragged along and all this stuff. And I get that. But he didn't have these concerns when it was Pam and Andrew that were nominated. He was fine if Andrew left. That wasn't a big deal. It's only an issue now that John's nominated. And that's where it concerns me, because it makes me not believe that's his reasoning behind it. I think he's friends with John and trying to save him, which again wouldn't have been a big deal. But if Joe had said that he had a problem with it before Michael Brady put John up, or said it right, anytime before the veto ceremony, that could have done something for me. Now I gave my word to Michael Brady that I would vote the guy out. And now Joe wants me to go back on it.
I came into this game with one person where I did not know where they stood and was extremely terrified of where they could end up, and that was John. I feel like I kind of started the ball rolling on the John nomination, and now John is nominated, and it looks like he has the votes to leave, and I feel extremely guilty about this. John and I have had a rocky past in previous games, and once again, it's coming to light where he's in a position of vulnerability and I'm in a position of power in a sense with my vote, and I don't feel like I can give it to him. I do want John to leave, but I just got off call with John, and it was probably one of the most awkward calls that I've had to date, because he's playing for his safety and I have to pretend like I'm on the fence, but I'm actually not.
I'm aloof from all the politics of the game anyway, so I might as well be like another Pam, but with a good internet connection. I don't see any reason to get rid of me as opposed to someone who's not even like, we're gonna have to change like challenges for her because she can't get her shit together.
I agree, and that's why I'm kind of trying to like feel out everyone else and see where they're coming from. And you have people that are like 100% on your side, which I like think is really nice of them, and that they're like shows who that they are as a person. But I'm also not exactly sure who's telling the truth and who's like telling me or telling people what they want to hear, because there are people that have said that they're voting to evict you, but have also said that they're voting to keep you. If everything goes to plan, John will go home this week and I will be a happy camper, and I can cross that off the to-do list, Taylor's to-do list. I'm excited for what this game has in store, and I am hopeful that I will find myself in a good position.
I'm probably going to keep Pam. People in the house think we're aligned, which we technically haven't made an alliance, but like I have nothing against her. Basically, her and I are both of the belief that like she is not going to be strong in challenges. She straight up like even in my other games where I did well, like I just clung to a strong person and get dragged the entire way. Which her and I essentially have the same gameplay style, which is great. So what we need to do is align with someone, and I think that someone's going to be Michael. Him and I made it. I guess a final 2 alliance yesterday.
It doesn't make sense for me to put up someone like Amanda, who I trust. You know, I'm just done with this, man. F this game, man. F this game. I'm done.
Man, this game got crazy. It's week 1. Why is this happening? I didn't think that I would care that much because John and I, we have really no game relationship. But the more I thought about it, I was just like, why is Brady protecting someone like Mandy this hard? Like Mandy, obviously there's a lot of people that want Mandy on the block, but for Brady to still not want to put her up and instead put up someone like John, something that's going to really rift the house and polarize the house, I think is not a good move for Brady.
I don't know. Like I just find keeping Pam so annoying because I have a 0 relationship with her. It's like every week she's going to be on the block and they might like, no one's going to want to send her home. I haven't promised really anything to Brady.
He definitely thinks you're 100% on this vote. So
well, I never like that's the frustrating thing is like I was very clear with like how I felt about the move. Like I even like I gave him like 2 different paragraphs or like not paragraphs but like lists of like why I think it would be not a great move for him.
I kept trying to explain it to him, but I feel like all he really wanted from me was to know that I would vote out John. Like I want to say, yeah, I'm cool with it, because I don't want him to be suspicious of me, but I also want to be open and honest about this move, because I want him to understand that I'm trying to help him. And so I tried to explain to him like what this move does, and how also a big thing to think about this move is that if he puts up John, it's going to put Joe in a really awkward situation, because Joe isn't going to want to vote out John. So if you want me to vote out John, you're essentially asking me to not vote with someone that I obviously have a good connection with in this game, and that's not good for my game. So I feel like you're asking me to do something that's not beneficial for me.
Brady to me so far just seems like he's kind of the player that's like he hears what he wants to hear.
For me, I 100% told him that I would vote John. Like I was like, I'll vote John. When he came to me with the idea, I was like, oh, I'm sure John would leave easily, that type of thing, having absolutely no idea that anybody was close with John.
Sean, on the other hand, feels like he's already told Brady that he'll vote out Jonathan. He kind of went out and kind of gauged everyone to see if they would do it, and they all said they would vote out Jonathan. So he feels like if he doesn't vote out Jonathan, it's going to be really bad for him. And I agree, but I also don't understand why he would put himself out there and try and get the votes for Jonathan. Like, why? Like, let Brady just put up who he wants to put up. Why is Sean trying to gauge the votes and making those kind of promises?
For me, it's not even really about, because I don't really have a relationship with John either. We've only talked once before then. We've never talked game. It's, for me, it's more so like voting out Pam. Like, if Pam were to freakishly win HOH next week, then like who has, I have no idea what she does.
Yeah.
But if John were to win HOH next week, we know that he's not coming after any of us.
Another person that I kind of tried to talk to the other night was Taylor. And I think Taylor's great, but I feel like the moment I tried to slowly ease some game talk in, I just got this huge wall. And then I heard from Sean that, you know, she sketched out about me. So I'm like, okay, well, now I can't talk to Taylor. Like, I just thought the whole thing was just such a weird situation.
First off, I love Jacob. Jacob and I had a really nice talk for like an hour and a half. He's one of those people that can make me laugh, and I really like that. Like, he's just fun. So, I value him. Me and Shelby also have talked a lot recently, and that's always great. We continue our friendship. I love her. Now, a bigger problem is Taylor St. Louis. Love her to death. But I just got off a call with her, and she is overwhelmed and overthinking, and oh, dear God. Are there any people whose opinions you value this week? Let's see if, like, our people match up.
I value Sean's opinion. I want to say Ryan's opinion, but
I haven't talked to him that much.
Yeah, he's been on a business trip. And I also value Chris's opinion.
Yeah, Chris, I think he's a big player. But my other two, I value Jacob's opinion.
Yeah.
And Shelby's opinion.
Yeah. The only reason why I don't value Shelby's opinion right now is because she is choosing to keep John because of personal reasons. Like, they're just friends. That's what's been concerning me all day, is that, like, I'm starting to see people, like, Jacob and Joe know each other in real life. Shelby's played a game with them. They're obviously advocating to keep John. Like, where do I fit in this? Because none of them have approached me for a vote. So obviously I feel like I'm being pushed to the side.
She thinks like Joe and Shelby and Chris are in this huge alliance with Jonathan, and how she has to get him out because Shelby doesn't like Taylor. And I'm just like, f*** this shit. Taylor, stay calm. It's week 1. I understand it is a game and it's long, but Taylor, calm down, please. I love you. She scares me a little bit. I want to work with her, but for some reason, my heart is telling me not to trust her 100%. I just don't want to fight for the life of Pam if she's not going to try.
Right.
Because, like, I understand she has kids, she has a husband, she has things going on. But she is never here, and she never wants to talk. Pam hasn't talked to me, and I don't want this going to be a game of floaters. She doesn't deserve to be here. She should go. So no matter how hard Taylor pushes, I'm going to be voting out Pam.
So Brady decided to nominate Jonathan as a re-nominee, and as I told him when he was originally thinking of what to do in this case, I am not a fan of it. I'm not voting Jonathan out. There's no way in hell I'm voting Jonathan out. And I have no problem letting every single person in this game know that. I will tell Pam straight to her mother face. I told Jonathan I'm not voting him out. I've told Jacob I'm not voting him out. I've told Joe I'm not voting him out. I just told Sean I'm not voting him out. I'll tell anybody and their damn mothers that I'm not voting Jonathan out. Why? Because it's stupid. Pam has made zero effort with anybody. Mandy is maybe the exception. I understand she's got a family, she's got kids, whatever. But, like, the rest of us have lives, and I feel like I've gotten at least something from most people than I've gotten from Pam. I've definitely got a whole lot more from Jonathan than I've got from Pam. Jonathan is such an easy person to keep. He gets on the house calls. He makes an effort to be part of the group. He's there for competitions. He's here. He is present. We're not getting that from Pam. Oh, Pam's so weak. Like, let's just keep her around. That's f***ed. It is week 1, bitches. Jonathan is here wanting to play the game. He got so excited to host a damn competition. I can't with a good conscience keep Pam in this game when she's not making an effort with me. And I feel like everybody else should be on this same page as me. So I have no problem being the one vote to keep Jonathan and speaking some truth into these people's heads because they're not thinking properly if they just want to keep Pam just because she's weak. We are much better game players than that to need to keep around weak people. Come on. Look at this cast. This cast is stacked. And we want to keep someone because they're weak? That. Get rid of the weak ones and let's duke it out, all of us tough bitches. Let's do it. I don't have a problem. I'm ready.
So here's the thing. I knew you were going up before it happened.
Bitch!
The reason why I didn't tell you was because I was still trying to see if Brady would change his mind. I obviously don't want you to go. I tried so hard to try to get Brady to not put you up, and it just, it wasn't going to happen. He's like, oh my God, Shelby, did I make a mistake? Did I just completely f*** up my game by nominating John? And I'm like, John is a really understanding guy. I think that if he were to stay this week, it's not like your game would be over. Yeah, it's great if you get 6 votes, but can we rely on all of those people to be that? What if it comes down to a tie? If Brady thinks that coming out of this week, even if you stay, that you wouldn't go after him, and if he feels guilty enough about the fact that he nominated you, there's definitely a couple ways that we can approach this from.
Okay, Brady wants to go on call with me. What should I say? How do I go about this?
I think you should go. I think you should get on call with him, and I think that you should let him know that you still mean what you said about not bringing BB Hell into this and stuff. And if you were to stay this week, because you guys do have that connection, you'd still want to see what the potential is with that. Because if he thinks that he's got an ally in you, if you stay, he's going to feel like he had a successful HOH. Because I think at this point, he's just so worried that he's completely f***ed his game by making this move. And if you make him feel comfortable in the fact that he didn't fuck up his game and that you still want to work with him.
Okay, so I have the link from him now, so I'm gonna hop on there. Remember the main people, Chris, Sean, and Jacob. Yeah,
Chris.
Yeah, those 3 are the people that we have to really slam and hit home.
Okay.
See ya. Thanks.
Bye.
After the veto ceremony, when I nominated Jonathan, it was pretty clear immediately that no one had told him that he was going up, which was a big shock to me because I assumed that it would get leaked somehow. But it was pretty clear he wasn't aware, which kind of made it even more shitty. Afterwards, eventually I got on a call with him. I felt so bad.
Hey, man.
Okay.
How you doing, John?
I'm okay now. I'm better. I was
I
just
felt
so
bad.
frustrated. I was I literally spent my last game wanting to work with Brady. I was coming into this game thinking, okay, Patrick's not here. This is my second chance to work with Brady.
Yeah.
And then you told me I was safe, so I was like, it's going to happen. And then, nominated. Okay, there it goes.
When people have asked me what I want to happen, I'm pretty much, super indecisive on it because I feel bad for you in the sense where I know you want to be here and play. I just want to, kind of talk about, I guess, what happened when I told you I was safe, when you were told you were safe. That was, I meant it.
I'm just genuinely shocked because I have not, my goal going into week 1 was, okay, lay low, just don't be the least active, but you don't have to talk to everybody. And then the few people that I did talk to, I didn't even say oh, I wanted this to happen, I'm mad this happened, I can't believe this happened, how is this happening? I was kind of just we're here, we're cool.
I don't know how to say this without exposing the 2 people I'm talking about. I was told that when I won HOH, you felt as though you should quit the game because you thought you were going to leave. And that's what I heard from 2 people. And that's all I can give you. I can't say anything else. But that's what 2 people told me. And when I heard that, it's how can I put up someone else that I have nothing with, positive or negative, relationship-wise, that have done nothing to me in this game, Whereas I've been told not once but twice in the past like 48 hours, unpleasantly upset when I won HOH. You know.
I feel like the only negative thing I might have said was like, I told Joe, wow, I wish you would have won instead of Brady. That's really it. It would help if you didn't campaign for me to be out. Like you could always still tell people to vote Pam out.
I know it would help you.
Like I'm not coming after you.
But why wouldn't you?
Because there's people that I've played other games with that still hold negative grudges against me that are probably still going to vote for me this week, even if you said to keep me.
Part of me honestly hopes deep down, like this sounds super fucking fake, but like I genuinely would not be upset if you stayed, even if I'm campaigning against you, just in the sense like
don't campaign against me.
But how can I not campaign against you, dude?
Like let's play a game.
It's Pam, dude. Oh man.
Right, it's Pam. Scoot the bitch along. Let's move it. Do we want Pam, Blender Girl, who goes to bed at 10 o'clock, to be in the final 5 somehow? And then people be like, oh, now it's time to get rid of Pam. No. Pam should be gone now. Move on. Keep the game interesting.
Man, you're right. Yeah, like I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. Like,
look, listen. Let's think logically, because I think of the big picture. I think you think of the big picture. If we are both not clicking with majority of the group, which honestly I'm not, because I don't have much in common with half of these people.
I believe that because I don't want to like kind of piss you off in a way, but pretty much everyone knew this was going to happen, that you were going to go up. I don't know if people are telling you.
Bitch, except me, because nobody told me.
They all, pretty much everyone knew. The fact that no one told you, like that even clarifies it even more for me that you genuinely aren't there. But
okay, so then now let's make it a deal because we both have the information that we need.
Okay.
We both know that we're not in the inn.
Yeah.
But we both know that we can win competitions.
Yeah.
So why don't we just work together and get them out? Like, I'm not even just blowing smoke up your ass. Like, I want to do well in a game.
All right.
And I don't want to be on the outs.
You know what, John? Fuck it. If you want to do this, I will, because I know there's people here that are listening to me. I know I have like 4 votes at least to evict you right now. At least. I'm willing to throw that out if you want to do this.
I really want to show people that like, hey, I know how to play. I can go far in a game. Like I can play a game. I just always align myself with the wrong people.
Oh my God, I'm stressing out. Okay. You know what, John? Screw it, dude. I'm going to tell people just to keep you. Honestly. Swear on everything. On everything, John.
Thank you.
On everything I care about, I'm gonna tell people to just keep you. And I
thank you. My God, if you lie to me twice, I'm literally gonna go out of here screaming at you.
No, I have no reason to do that. However it rolls, I would feel better about it if Pam.
Thank God. My God.
Jonathan deserves to be here. Pam really just is not going to be a player in this game. She just has too many technology issues going against her. And Jonathan, I just hate taking that away from him. And it's really weird because I spent the day before kind of trying to like sway the house like to vote out Jonathan if I put him up. And now what I told Jonathan was that, you know what, I'm going to try to sway it back your way again. And I don't know if he believes me. I don't know if he just thinks I'm blowing smoke up his ass, but I have spent today trying to like hint at people that I would be happy if John stayed too. And I've told everyone that if, you know, that vote ties, like don't be surprised if I keep Jonathan.
Me and Mike had talked about John going up as a replacement, so I figured that's what he would do. And now he's been backtracking and getting second thoughts on everything, which kind of scares me. Because John's clearly the bigger target, and that's who I want out. Now Mike's kind of being a little bit of a, I don't know, he's getting a little soft. As much as I like him, he's being soft. You need to make a big move, get him out. Pam is irrelevant. It's not going to do anything in the game. I don't want someone like that out the first week. It just doesn't make sense. I feel like I could use Pam in this game as an ally at some point. She's a very weak-minded player, can't win comps. Someone I could set myself up with in a few weeks down the line because she doesn't really feel like she doesn't really have anyone.
If I go down, I'm going down swinging. I don't like these people, but I came to play, and I'm not giving up. I mean, the reasons that I'm hearing why my name's being bantered about as the first boot are just like literally just so self-indulgent. If you had a long-term plan for your game, you would realize I'm the only logical one to keep. I have no history or backstory with anybody. I'm an island. At the very least, I'm a warm body with vote. I would swear absolute allegiance to whoever saved me. They can't look that far ahead. I'm not a challenge threat. I'm not gonna win shit. I'm not. I mean, like, just keeping it real, even without my internet connectivity issue, I suck at challenges. Drag me along for a while. You know, if you have an agenda, which I don't think they do, I think they just drink. But if you had a long-term goal and strategy in the game, I would be outstanding in that capacity. Because, like, what else am I gonna do? Taylor seems, like, super legit with me. She just straight up told me, here's who you need to talk to. The only reason I'm not voting for you is because Jonathan and I have a history together, and it's in my personal best game interest to make sure you stick around. Dude, mad props to Taylor for just keeping it real, not playing silly mind games with me, and being honest. I'm enjoying the game because I like playing these games. I'm just not enjoying the people I'm playing with it. If I go, at least I tried. At least I tried.
Okay, so I'm going to come and talk here because this is the only person that I feel like I can trust and is giving me a 100% real answer. Myself. I have been talking to everyone and trying to figure out exactly what to do for this vote. I basically told, all the people that I rated as my top tier people that I'm doing John because, originally when Brady renommed and put John on the block, John was his intended target, but then, there are so many people that just are not on board with that. Joe, Shelby, Dustin are really adamant about wanting to get out Pam and just being a human being and, seeing how much John really wants to, fight and stay in this game. But at the same time, it's just, I don't want to take the risk of not voting in the right direction and then having people lose faith in me and suddenly having, everyone seeing me in a positive light and wanting to work with me to all of a sudden people that are like, I thought you were on board with me, but you didn't even stick with a plan. I'm kind of in a tough place because I feel like I'm the perceived swing vote.
Now, if Chris is going to vote out Jonathan, then it's game over. There's nothing else to talk about. Because even if I vote out Pam, it's still going to be a 5-5 tie. Jonathan will go home, and I've officially voted on the wrong side. And I cannot afford to do that week 1. I'm going to need to try and find out what Chris wants to do. If Chris is serious about keeping Jonathan, then I will vote to keep Jonathan. If things are feeling really weak and Chris is going to vote out Jonathan, then I have no choice. I have to vote him out.
I don't like being in that position. It obviously is a position where it is a sense of power in some way, but to have that in week 1 is not something that I want at all. When it comes to Pam, it's getting rid of that potential, goat that people can continue to nominate and have on the block with other people that are always going to appear to be seemingly more threatening. I think it sets a tone for the entire game, and everyone's going to feel kind of worried and on guard about, Pam being here and being kind of an option for people to use as a goat or a pawn on the block all the time. In terms of keeping John here, I haven't really locked down and solidified solid groups per se, but I don't want him to stay and suddenly start going after people that I really want to forge relationships with. So while I don't think he's going after me, and I'm adaptable and I could always, forge relationships with other people, as it stands right now, he could potentially stay and be a very strong competitor that's going to go after people that I may want to work with in the future. I am torn. I still don't really know what I want to do, although I have already committed to probably a lot of people that I'm going to vote to evict John. But I'm not really sure whether I'm going to do that. I guess I will actually physically make the decision once we are summoned to make our decision to vote to evict.
If I go home to Pam, that's just such an insult to me. Because, she's inactive. She's not even here. She's not social. She's not friendly. She's just not here. I'm someone who wants to play these games, applies, doesn't do well, but tries their best. And I'm going to go home to someone who can't even stay in line past 10 o'clock? Come on.
At the end of the day, I need this HOH to just be over with. Can this eviction just happen? Can it just please not tie? I really don't care where it lands all that much. If it's 6-4 one way or the other, fine, fuck it. I live with either way. But if it's 5-5, I'm gonna be getting so much pressure from both sides. And I really don't know what I would do at that point.
It is a few hours before the vote, and I am not exactly sure how everyone is going. But some people definitely want to keep Pam. Some people definitely want to keep Jonathan. I'm one of the people who wants to keep Jonathan, and I think I've made it very clear to people why I want to keep Jonathan. It's because I don't want Pam to become the ultimate pawn star of the season, because if I'm on the block next week or in the coming weeks with Pam and I go, I'm going to blame myself for this week going down poorly. So all I can do is talk to a couple of people that I've been talking to, let them know my grievances and why I'm doing what I'm doing, but I'm not trying to sway them too fiercely or anything. I just really want them to know that the reason is not because I'm close to Jonathan, but because I want to get rid of Pam. That's literally all it is.
Ever since that one talk with Joe, he's never once said, we need to get rid of Pam. He's always said, we need to save John. We need to save John. Saving John doesn't benefit me. John is not working with me. He's not offered me a deal. He's not offered me anything. I don't want to make Joe upset because me, Jacob, and Joe have an alliance, and I like Joe, and I don't want him to be mad about it. And now it's gotten to the point where the vote is fairly split, and Joe is asking me to tie the vote. So then if I tie the vote, I've not only lied to Michael Brady and said I was going to vote John out and then didn't vote John out, I force a tie by not doing what he said. Michael Brady still votes John out, and then I look like a dick. So that's literally the offer that Joe is giving me.
People need to not be upset with me, but they probably will be, and honestly, I'm okay with it. I'm ready to fight in this game. If I don't get what I want this week, you can bet your ass I'm going to try to win HOH next week.
Joe continuously pushing it, and he's pushing it even harder now, and it's getting weird. Like, it's getting to that point where I'm confused and don't know why Joe is pushing this so hard, because according to him and John haven't spoken all game. They're not talking much.
Sean is going to be pissed at me, and he's going to try to be like, well, why are you doing this? And I'm going to be like, well, it's because you preemptively agreed with, well, not preemptively. I guess he asked me for permission first. And at first I really didn't care, but the more I thought of it, Pam staying is not good for my game, period.
Okay, so I'm just going to be upfront with you, dude. I told Chris and Andrew both separately. I go, hey, just giving you a heads up, I'm voting for Pam.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's where my vote is. And he's just like, yeah, I'm fairly certain I'm going with John, but I appreciate you letting me know. And what? I was just like, so I'm just like, I'm sorry, Jonathan. I tried, like, I threw myself out there.
I don't get them. What's their problem with me?
I don't know. Like, I thought I even me just being upfront about it, I get told the same thing. Like, I'm just kind of over talking to them, and I wanted to tell you straight up.
If you had to pick between Andrew and Chris, who do you think I have a better chance at least trying to talk to and sway?
Andrew.
Okay, cool.
I think that you're in the middle right now. Just where the votes are falling. I mean, like, if you vote to keep Pam, Pam's not going to win HOH to keep you safe. Whereas if you vote to evict her and John stays, then he knows, obviously, that you saved him and you wouldn't be one of his nominees. And even still, the people that vote to keep Pam, and if they were, like, blindsided, they are still not coming after you. That's how I view it. Like, John wants to play. Pam physically can't because of her internet. Like, there's just no reason, unless someone is willing to drag her to the end, and that's literally what they're thinking about on week 1. I just don't understand the mentality there. I think your vote will make it 5-5, and I think that we'll see what Brady wants. And if Pam stays with Brady, then it's fine. Like, whatever, not a big deal to me at all. Like, really, Jonathan going or staying is not the biggest deal to me right now. The thing right now to me is that if Pam stays and she sends other people home, I'm definitely going to be telling people, I told you so.
I heard you. I know that, I feel like you're speaking from the heart. You don't have any kind of, like, hardcore close connection with, like, John. You don't have, like, an agenda. But, like, if someone else is looking at the situation,
they may not fully verbalize. Like, the reason I'm voting to evict John is because I think that the people who are trying to keep John have something going on. I feel like that could be the flip side perspective. So it's like,
the thing is, I feel like the narrative is spun because they want to make sure that either you or whoever else is in the middle or on the fence of this vote to think that that's the case. Because I can tell you right now that there's no three-person alliance between me, Shelby, and Dustin, if that's what you've heard, because I heard that today.
it's frustrating. I have the opportunity to look really stupid here by listening to your spiel and it being 100% absolutely true.
I mean, everything I've told you is straight from the heart and what I believe to be the case in this game. I could be wrong too. Who knows? I could be wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong. I've played with the majority of the cast, or have seen the majority of this cast play games. So I mean, I'm just throwing out my feel.
Let's check in with the house guest now. House guest.
Hey, Arissa.
Hey, Julie. Oh,
Hey, Daddy.
hello. It looks like there has been a week's worth of festivities. I have some questions for some of you. Joe.
Hi, Julie.
Hello, Joe. You came in as a twist of the season. X production turned into a house guest. This is first week. Meet your expectations as a house guest in the Big Brother Basics house.
Well, I think this Big Brother Basics Week 1 is going to blow the previous seasons out the water.
Taylor.
Hi.
Hello, Taylor. And probably one of the most fun HOH competitions in Basics history, we were able to see you bust a move. Are you able to recreate some of those epic dance moves?
Yes, sure. My personal favorite was the one where I just like threw my body everywhere. So let's get my camera in view. It kind of went something like this. Everything okay.
Well, thank you so much for being a good sport. We appreciate it, Taylor. Andrew.
Hey, Julie, I love your dress tonight.
Well, thank you so much. It's Chanel. You won the power of veto this week. And the veto competition took about an hour and a half. But what was that feeling like when you held that purple frame final record ensuring your safety?
I mean, it was good to have it because I knew I wasn't going to get first boot, which would have been really bad. But yeah, I felt really good. Yeah, it was just really good. I was really happy.
My last question is for Chris.
Hi.
Hi. It has been 1 week since you have been inside the Big Brother Basics house. What is the vibe tonight, especially in comparison to night one?
Really, Julie, with this question, obviously the vibe is definitely, well, for me, I'm always gonna like have fun, but I mean, the elephant in the room is like, this has been a shit show of first week for a first week in the house. So there's probably just a lot of nerves and just a lot of like not knowing what to expect. But overall, I've had fun and I really enjoy most of the people that are here. So like, yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. In just a few minutes, we will call you into the diary room to cast your votes to evict. Before we do that, we will allow each of the nominees to say their final plea. We will begin with Pam.
Hey guys, I think I talked to most of you today. I'm just going to kind of keep it short and sweet. I think I already kind of stated my case as to why it would be smart to keep me. You know, I don't have any alignment. I don't have any attachment. I have absolutely zero, like, history with any of y'all because we haven't played together. And I just would really like the opportunity to continue to, like, at least keep trying. No hard feelings to Jonathan. I think Jonathan's amazing. So either way, you guys are great. I'm having a lot of fun talking to you, and I hope I see you on the other side of this.
Thank you so much, Pam. Jonathan, the floor is yours.
I prefer to say anything, and I'm a horrible speaker, so I'm going to keep it really short. I had a really fun week. I hope it's not my only week. It'll probably be my only week. But you know what? I'm going to be optimistic and hope it's not. Hope you all do well, since I probably won't be here to see it. Just remember to be respectful of each other and that you're on each other's time. So if it's your ass on the block, you're probably going to want people to respond to your messages when it's your turn. So good luck, Pam.
Thank you very much, Jonathan. We will now go straight into the live voting. Sean, you're up first. Hello, Sean.
Hello.
Please cast your vote to evict.
Oh my god, this week is horrible. I vote to evict. I don't know who I want to evict. Shit. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I vote to evict Jonathan.
Thank you very much. Please send the Google Hangout link to Jacob.
Okay.
Hi, Jacob.
Hi, Julie.
Please cast your vote to evict.
I vote to evict Pam. Game on.
Thank you very much. Please send the Google Hangout link to Chris.
Thank you.
Hello, Chris.
Hi, Julie.
Please cast your vote to evict.
I vote to evict Jonathan.
Thank you very much. Please send the Google Hangout link to Joe.
Will do.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Julie.
Please cast your vote to evict.
I vote to evict Pam.
Thank you. Please send the Google Hangout link to Taylor. That's 2 votes to evict Pam, 2 votes to evict Jonathan, 6 votes remaining. Hello, Taylor.
Hi, Julie.
Please cast your vote to evict.
I vote to evict Jonathan.
Thank you very much. Please send the Google Hangout link to Shelby.
I will.
Hello, Shelby.
Hi, Julie.
Please cast your vote to evict.
I vote to evict Pam.
Thank you very much. Please send the Google Hangout link to Ryan. Hello, Ryan.
Hey, Julie. How are ya?
Very good. Thank you so much for asking. Please cast your vote to evict.
Yeah, I vote to evict Jonathan.
Thank you very much. Please send the Google Hangout link to Andrew.
Thanks. Hi, Mom.
Hello, Andrew.
Hello, Julie.
Please cast your vote to evict.
Okay. I vote to evict. I vote to evict Pam.
Thank you so much. Please send the Google Hangout link to Dustin.
Okay.
Anybody else see that coming? I didn't see that coming. Looks like Jonathan made that work right before the eviction. Let's see how Dustin votes. Hello, Dustin. Please cast your vote to evict.
I vote to evict Pam.
Thank you very much. Please send the Google Hangout link to Mandy.
Okay.
Hello, Mandy.
Hi.
There we go. Please cast your vote to evict.
I vote to evict Jonathan.
Thank you very much. You may return to the living room and join your fellow house guests. House guests, we are going to end this Skype call because I heard that I couldn't even be seen on the recording, and I'm all dressed up for this. So
No, stop! I can see you now. Don't stop it.
Okay. Do not stop having issues. I got this scarf and
You look fierce.
Name brand.
I can see you. You look great. Let's go.
Let's reveal the results of house guests. House guests. I will now reveal the results. The evicted house guests will have just a few moments to gather his or her belongings, say their goodbyes, and walk out the front door. House guests, we have a tie. In the event of a tie, the HOH must break it. Michael Brady, the floor is yours. Please announce your decision to the house guests.
I'm evicting Pam. You guys did it. I don't care.
And with that, Pam, I'm sorry you have been evicted from the Big Brother Basic house.
It's okay, guys. Totally cool. It was fun playing with you. I had a good time. Hope I see you guys at another game sometime, and maybe we can have a chance to work together. Bye. Mwah.
Bye, Pam.
Bye,
Bye,
Pam.
Pam.
Bye, Pam. Bye.
Bye. And with that, We are down to 12 house deaths. HOH, Sunday, 10 p.m. Eastern. Good luck and good luck.
Hello, Pam. You may set your belongings over here. Have a seat. Any initial reactions leaving the Big Brother Basics house?
Not unexpected. I fully anticipated this would happen. I have absolutely zero frame of reference and common ground with 20-something dorm living college kids that drink all week. So there was even like trying to establish some kind of base conversation with, I'm like the lone Gen Xer in a house full of millennials. I mean, I just can't even, it was hard for me to even get like my conversational foot in the door. They just bug the crap out of me most of the time, to be honest.
Yes, most definitely. You definitely held us by the hand in all of your diary rooms, and it was so much fun to watch. Was there anybody in particular that perhaps bugged you the most?
Well, I can tell you people who bug me the least.
Sure thing.
Okay, I don't know. There's something about Chris. He's got, even for being a little bit of a kind of a squirrely late 20s something, he still seems to kind of have his shit together. Same with Ryan. They seem to have like gainful employment and plans for their future, and it's not just sleeping 7 or 8 times a day and doing fireball shots. So I have to give him some respect on that. And Amanda, I love Amanda. She's got a little bit of like, maybe not a fully developed filter, but like I as a person, I think she's really cool. Yeah. I mean, I said a lot of crap in my diary room. I don't necessarily dislike anybody. What I think they all need to do is grow up and get out of mama's basement. I think once they have maybe a few years maturity under their belt, they'll be fine and relatable, but they're just like so squirrely and have no direction. They're wafting around like farts on the wind with like no, they're not grounded. They're just not normally people that I would necessarily associate with, because I hang out with adults, you know?
Most definitely. Let's talk about the HOH competition. You were studying all day with your index card. Look back and forth. And in the moment, throw in that element Simon says, there might have been that little bit of a mess up. Tell us what was going through your mind in the HOH competition and dancing the night away.
Literally, I was just, the whole time it was going on, like going through my flashcards in my head and so hyper-focused on making sure that I didn't goof up the dance move with what I was actually supposed to be doing, that I kind of zoned too much into that and like goofed up on Simon Says. Like my children can do better at Simon Says than I can, you know? So that was a little discouraging. I mean, it's not like I didn't have fun, like just spinning records all day long and dancing. I mean, who could complain about that, right? You know? But yeah.
So Michael Brady ended up winning that competition. What were your initial thoughts when he was crowned as HOH?
I don't know. He's sketch. He's super sketch. Like, he had me going all day that I was like so solid. He wanted to work with me. And like, I told him like, you know, just don't feed me a line of BS. Just straight up tell me what's going on. And he's like, I want Jacob to go and I think I can help you get the votes. And then he just like throws me right under the bus at the last minute. So it's like, he's super sketch. They better watch out for him. He's a great player. As a player, he's amazing. I don't know about him as a human being because he's not genuine, but as a player, he's great. So they better knock him out with a quickness or he could win it.
Let's talk about that veto competition. There were some connectivity issues just in general. It seems like it was a tough thing to do for us to be on a Google Hangout or potentially even in a Skype call, and gathering the records in the backyard was rough. What was going through your mind when such an important competition was happening, and it just seemed like circumstances was preventing you from getting a fair ground at the start of it?
It is what it is. I mean, like, obviously this is going to be my official retirement from all Skype and Google Hangout related games, because I just don't have the technological capacity to do it well. Like I said, in the estate, the game I played before, it was never really an issue because I could kind of fake it till I make it, you know. But obviously, if you're on the block, you can't do that, you know. So it's just not. It's as long as I live out where I live, it's just not going to work for me. I need to move to civilization. So, you know, Facebook games work though. So I'm open if anybody wants to cast me, you know. But yeah, it was rough.
Most definitely. Basics aside, there might be some other Skype games where your technology won't be as much of an issue, but with the strict scheduling and everything needed to be recording, Basics definitely it was tough. But you will bless any org that you step your foot in. So please, if there is a Skype org, I do hope that you consider it, and I hope this is not your last game because you are incredible. So Andrew ends up winning the power of
first. Although that adds to my game resume, ironically enough, because I've gotten like first boot now, made jury. Like I'm building my resume. I feel like first boot should be on it somewhere. You know?
First boot. Clearly, you are a threat, and they were intimidated.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
So Andrew ends up winning the power of veto. Did you expect this, and how does this affect what the potential dynamics could be, knowing that the fellow nominee won the golden power of veto?
I knew full dang well he was going to bring it, and he was going to win. So, I mean, none of this played out unexpectedly. To me, there weren't any huge shocks. I kind of figured I'm relatively intuitive, and I could kind of see this coming from a mile away. And I knew Andrew really wanted to stay and play, so I knew he was going to bust his butt and he was going to win it. And so, yeah, none of it was unexpected. So.
Now, you were talking about unexpected. Let's talk about the veto ceremony. Did you expect Jonathan to go up on the block and for the altercation afterwards to occur?
No, that was delicious. That was amazing. Like, I had no clue what was going on. I didn't know anybody had any history with anybody or whatever. So I watched Michael, like, say his name and watch the house implode upon itself. And I'm like, I'm just going to sit back and, like, man, I wish I had popcorn. Like, I would love to know what the hell happened there that caused the chaos when that was, because like there was meltdowns. It was full-on meltdowns. Of course, you know, from millennials you kind of expect it because they've got participation trophies, so but whatever.
I was laughing, but I was on mute. So the vote was 5-5. Who do you think was voting for you to stay, and who do you think may have potentially flipped?
I know for sure, if they were honest with me, Amanda and Taylor voted for me. And I know Taylor voted for me, and because of how honest she was when she told me, she's like, I like you, you're a nice person, but really it's about what's in the best interest of my game. So like I give mad props to people who are just like straight up with me. Just tell me what's going on. And she didn't try to blow a bunch of crap up my butt. Chris, he was on the fence when I talked to him, and he had been like debating back and forth, I guess, all day what he was going to try to do. But I think in the end, I think he would have voted for me. Other than that, I don't know. Like, I mean, who's the head of household guy?
Michael.
Yeah, Michael. I thought he was supposed to vote for me. I kind of thought he was going to, but then he ended up kicking me out. So hell, what do I know? So.
Well, in the event that you were evicted, some house guests left some goodbye messages for you. Let's take a look over here and let's listen.
Mama Pam, you by far, without a doubt, brought such a positive energy to this group and to the house.
You never made a great connection with me, and I wish we could have. I wish we could have a mother-son relationship, but I just don't think it was in your cards. I'm sorry, Pam.
Pam, I'm sorry to see you go. I do think that you're a really nice and genuine lady, but ultimately, I just didn't think it was good for my game to keep you.
You seemed cool. You seemed nice. I don't know anything about you. We didn't speak the entire game. I did vote to keep you, so I hope things work out better for you in the future.
Pam, it's been great getting to watch you the last couple days really fight for your spot in the game, and it's been a pleasure getting to know you.
Unfortunately, if you're seeing this right now, it means that you were evicted. I wanted to work with you in this game really badly because I did see you as someone that was very genuine and nice. I'm sorry, of course, that you were the first to evicted and this experience was cut short for you, but I'm sure I'll be seeing you shortly, and until then, goodbye.
Any thoughts or reactions?
Aw, they're sweet. I don't know. I've like known him for a week. Like, you know, it's nice. You always like to hear gooey things about yourself, I guess, but it's like, bitch just still voted me out. So.
Well, Pam,
I don't know.
Thank you so much for playing. It really means a lot. It was such an awesome opportunity to host you. Thank you for gracing us with your presence, and it won't be the same.
Anytime. It was fun. I had a good time. So.
Awesome. Take care.
All right. Talk to you later.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.